Well, hello and welcome to unit number 2 for the critiquing and coaching and interpreters course. For unit number 1, I provided you with some checklists and things to think about that you want to actually have critique your staff on. And as I probably said in unit 1, being critiqued or having a supervisor attend a program or watch you do your interpretive thing can be really stressful because they're going to think more about you than they are about doing their program or about the visitors. So one of the things to think about is how to de-stress the critiquing, and I prefer to call it coaching. But you need to have some standards by which you are going to do their critiquing for. And so for unit number 2, what I want you to do is develop your critiquing form, what you're going to actually expect the people who are doing interpreter programs or services to be able to demonstrate. For example, at the beginning of the program, did they introduce themselves? Did they introduce the interpretive theme that the program is going to illustrate? Did they tell people how long the tour or their program will be? So did they make sure everybody went to the bathroom? Things like that. And are they using Tilden's interpretive principles? So when we do critiquing, we critique the beginning of the program, the introduction. Then we critique the body of the program, how each stop was conducted. And then we also then critique the summary of the program. So it's really important to know just what it is you expect of them, standards and performance-wise, so that when you show up to do a critique, they're pretty much aware that, what it is you're going to be looking for. And so for unit number 2, it's to prepare the critiquing document that you're going to use as your checklist to do the critiquing. But also, how are you going to introduce this whole critiquing program to your staff? It's important for everybody to know that they will go through a critiquing or coaching program, but it's also important for them to know just what it is you expect of them, what you're looking for. Usually, at the beginning of the season, the chief of interpretation or supervisor has a staff meeting, talk about what's in store for the season, and then also talk about the critiquing or coaching that will be going on. So you tell your staff, don't be surprised when you see me, because I'm there to help you provide the best interpreter program ever, and I'm there to be your coach. So you try to de-stress the program. Give them a copy of the assessment forms that you might be using, so they know what to expect. And then also you need to be thinking, and we'll talk about it in other units, as to how you're going to coach people who are doing things that don't quite meet the level of professionalism or expertise that you want. To be a positive coach, not a negative coach. A positive coach would say, well, I saw that when you introduced yourself in the program, you forgot to talk about X, Y, and Z. So what I suggest is that you think about when you do your introduction, introduce yourself, but then also find out who some of the people are attending your program, and then make sure that they're dressed appropriately, and make sure that they all know your name and how they can ask you questions. So that's what a positive coach does. A negative coach says, "God, you really screwed up with that. Don't ever do that again." So be a positive coach. So unit 2 is to help you create this connection with your staff. So when they see you showing up to help coach them, watch their programs or activities, they won't go into a panic and want to quit and maybe open up a Dairy Queen or something like that. So that's what Unit 2 is about. Again, if you have any questions all about Unit 1 or Unit 2, you can call me, you can Skype me, you can email me, because I am your coach as well, and I will be critiquing what you send me. And I guarantee you that when I see what you send me, I will be nice, and my coaching will be positive. So have a good one, and enjoy Unit number 2.